What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Equipped Live. My name is Will, and I am joined, as always, with the audio expert, Joseph. What is up, man?
Hey, Will, what's going on? Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, it looks like we've got some people jumping into chat. What is up, everybody? We've got Ben Beckner in, Cowley Storm Chaser. How's it going, everybody? So today we're going to be doing a Q&A live show. If you're used to old Mevo live shows, you know that on Tuesday we try and do as many questions as we can in the hour that we have with you. And then we can actually pull up our schedule really quick. And I can tell you about just what we do on Tuesday compared to what we do on Thursdays. So on Tuesdays we do this live Q&A. We're trying to answer as many questions as we can in the 1 hour that we have, and we talk about audio, video, lighting, anything that has to do with your production, whether you're streaming or just creating YouTube videos. We always try and cover as much as we can. And then on Thursdays, we try and do more of a deep dive on a specific topic. And last week, we did a fun, nice little game, but we do try and focus more on Thursdays about teaching you something about something related to the Logitech for creators products. So Light Your Glow, Mevo Start, and StreamCam, as well as all of these other ones we've got. There we go. We've got Streamlabs and all of their products, Blue microphones, and yeah, we've got lots and lots of really cool stuff coming up. So don't forget, you can check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I really recommend everybody head over to twitch.tv/Logitech C for the best experience. All right, we've got some more people jumping in. Always good. Zixie DM. Abita Springs. Interesting. I don't even know where that is.
Where is that specifically, Dix?
Yeah, where is everybody from? I know. So Joseph's in New York. I am in Northern California. And yeah, let us know where you're from.
So a couple other things I want to mention before we kick off the Q&A portion. And please, if you have questions, put them in the chat and we can talk about any of the products that Will just mentioned. But one thing that we're doing is if you are interested in the Logitech products in our ecosystem, you can actually test these out yourself and get a little sneak peek. So you can become a user tester with us and test out all of the Logitech for Creators products. Now, this will give you an opportunity to see some unreleased products, some packaging, software, firmware, marketing, messaging, all the things that we test before we actually launch a product. So copy the link from the description here, or you can find it in the description on Twitch and YouTube. You should see the link there. And also, Will, we have a new segment that we're doing, that we're looking to do. So why don't we talk about this? Why don't you tell us about the host reacts?
Yeah. So we are going to be doing various series going forward, and one of them is going to be the Host React series. This is going to be us reacting to your content creation setup. So whether you're streaming, making YouTube videos, whatever it is, we want to see what you're using, how you have it set up, and we want to go over it live. So we may have some suggestions on what you can do to improve the content using the same technology that you're already using, or we may suggest, upgrading to a different product. Really depends, but we really want to get your input and really want to talk to you about your setup and kind of what works and what doesn't work. So you can send us an email. There you go, equipplive@logitech.com with subject host react, and we'll send you over a short little survey that collects that information. And yeah, we get to advertise your content, your channel live on the show while going over your hardware. So we really hope that we get a lot of submissions for this, and we hope to have it as a regular show.
Yeah, and there's definitely a couple of users that watch us, especially Cali Storm Chasers. I definitely want to check out your setup, and I know you have some setup questions today, so thank you for that. So with that being said, Will, do you want to dive into some questions and kick this off?
Yeah, let's do it. So
let's say what's up to some people first.
What's going on? Ben is in northeastern Colorado. We've got Zixi in Louisiana, north of New Orleans, which is
Right.
awesome. I
That's
I don't think
Avenue
I've
Springs.
been. I don't think I've been to New Orleans. But I
No?
definitely do need to go.
Yeah, man. Bayou.
Yeah, you were there recently, right?
I was close. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
outside of it. Um, Good question coming in from Cali Storm Chasers here. Will
Nice. What do we got?
big one.
All right. I'm looking for a recommendation on setup. I tested it out using Mevo multicam app on the phone to wireless webcam on the laptop and then into OBS. Nice. Problem with storm chasing, service is not stable and connection cuts in and out, so that causes a problem. I like the wired webcam method besides the mess of the cords, but if it's a long storm chase, unable to charge them while using. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, let me just hide this for a second. I'll bring it
Yeah.
back up. But so to give people some context, we're talking about a mobile setup using Mevos, right? And we're literally chasing storms.
Yeah,
Um,
mobile as in continually on the move. Like
mhm.
not just, remote standing there at like a softball game or something like that. Like we're talking remote in a car driving around chasing storms. Okay. And so obviously, cellular connection is always a challenge, whether it is, at a baseball field or chasing storms. Um, but yeah, I would say the best thing to do is maybe use a mobile Wi-Fi router to improve just the connection between the multicam devices, or even use a 5G wireless modem that's on maybe a different service than your cell phone. Um, that might be the best answer, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'd like to address is the power situation, right? Obviously, even if you're using an LTE jetpack or something like that, or your phone, if you're chasing storms, you're going to be susceptible to whatever happens network wise, right? Um, so that's going to be six in one hand, half a dozen in the other a lot of the times. But as far as your power, there's a lot of things you do to keep those Mevos connected and charging. You could use portable chargers and connect them wirelessly, like you said, or you can do. I'm trying to think like if you could just get a converter for the actual laptop and then just power the Mevos via webcam, hardwired on the laptop, right? So get like
Right.
just an AC/DC converter, so you can run your laptop, power
Yeah.
that, and then have that power your cameras as well. And then you'd have to just basically, I mean, Callie, we're dying to see pictures of the setup. So please send us an email, show us some pictures. Because if you're running
Yeah.
wires, depending on where you are in the car, I could just imagine, wires being taped to the roof of the car and coming out with Mevos on top or whatever the setup may be. Um, luckily the Mevos do come with pretty long USB cables. So you should get, I think they're 10 footers, right? The USB cables that come with the Mevos. Um,
I'm not sure. Yeah.
they're either 6 or 10. I know we do have the long ones.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that would be it. Just really find a way to power them off of the laptop while being hardwired is really the challenge, especially if you're mobile.
Yeah. I would definitely. I love using multicam, but for this situation, it may just be better to stick with wired webcam. But yeah, that's a great idea. Do the AC adapter in the car to plug in the laptop, and that powers the three Mevos.
Right.
That
And then you
seems
could go
like the best
wired.
option.
Right. So then you're not relying on the wireless connection to the laptop. You're not relying on things like NDI, let's say,
Right.
or you're going hardwired directly in.
Yeah. And then for the, his problem with the intermittent connection, that's a really tricky one, right? Like
Yeah.
it's very hard to just bypass the limitations of a cellular network. Um, you would just I would maybe shop around for uh, different services that have different speeds and connection. But yeah,
Depending on
it's
the area too, right?
right.
Um, if you're, I'm not sure where. Do we know where Cowley's storm chasing from? Let us know. Um, because there's going to be different service depending on where you are. I mean, if you're in the middle of like tornado country, I'm guessing the service isn't going to be that great out there to begin with.
Right.
Um, so would love to know more about that. Callie, you're probably our most interesting user of Mevos right now chasing storms, and we want to know everything there is to know about it. So we appreciate you,
Yeah.
like giving us the ammunition. All right, and Kylie's coming back. We got some more. We're gonna follow up with you in a little bit. Let's just say hi to some people as well.
What's up, Ryan? New Albany, Indiana. What's going on? Welcome to the show. Let's see, we've got Janked in the channel. Good to see Janked. How you doing?
Thank you. How are you?
Let's see. Jeff says, when trying to use Mevo multicam to stream to blank, I'm getting a warning message from blank that, oh, it must be our Twitch filter that's jumping in there. The keyframe rate is 1. So I'm assuming that you're going to either Restream or YouTube, because that's basically the only places that show this. There is no way to adjust the keyframe rate in the multicam app, but you can do that in like OBS or something like that, Streamlabs, Ecamm, vMix, all of those. But I do recommend just ignoring it because it has no effect on the actual stream. So you're actually fine either way. It is annoying, but it's not problematic, thankfully.
All right. So we're following up with Callie. So I'll add. I would still like to use OBS and have overlay graphics. Okay. Yeah. So then there you go. So the issue really is finding a way to power the laptop now. Now, Callie, are you recording these? Or are you trying to stream these live as well? Or are you doing both? He says he has hotspots, but they're not the greatest. Yeah, I mean, if you've already gone down that avenue, you've kind of troubleshooted this pretty well.
I wonder if you can get kind of like a sat phone to do the stream.
Yeah, or like what's that? I forget the name. It's like the satellite data, like Clear or something like that, where it's It's like 5G over satellite or something like that. I mean, who knows? I don't know. That's just me, just like knowing a very minimal about how much what would entail to even set that up.
Yeah, same. But I love that. I love that we're even getting to talk about needing sat phones for streams. That's what I'm talking about, man. Just pushing the limits.
Let's take this down a rabbit hole for a second. So let's say you were able to do that and you have like your sat phone and you can get decent signal decent streamable signals anywhere. Like imagine taking the Mevo and setting it up in like the forest or the jungle, or just to see what you'll capture of like, animals or just anything. You could hide these cameras everywhere for a couple of hours, or even run them off a battery for a really long time.
Right.
And it'd be like trail cams almost, but you can have them where you can stream it live and you have like a habitat you want to look at. I mean, we haven't really seen anything like that, but it's an interesting thought.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool.
Using the Mevos to get into those hard to reach places.
Yeah. Great question.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we got one coming in from Chris here on Facebook.
What is up, Chris? Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Man, this weekend is slowly going along. Recommendation/question on the multicam app. Could an option to digitally rotate crop a shot? When I set up, sometimes I have a shot that's slightly tilted. Oh, okay. And I would be nice to correct it via the app rather than going back and physically straightening the camera. That's a really cool idea. Yeah. We have our team is watching this show, so team, this would be a very cool feature. It makes sense. I deal with that all the time, actually.
Yeah, needing to rotate it.
I mean, think about that. You like in the Mevo, you've got that PTZ control in the app, so you can easily jump around and set up your shot that way. So it would be nice if you could kind of tap with two fingers and just rotate it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the limitation there is you wouldn't be able to rotate the full frame crop. Right?
Yeah. It would have to be
cut out frame. So you'd have to be able to punch in a little bit and then adjust accordingly. That's a great call, Chris. That's a good idea. So Nate, I know you're watching. Put that one on the list because it's smart.
This is the best. And so if you are new to the show, obviously, we've been talking to Ben and Chris and Callie, who are regulars from the Mevo live show. But if you're new to the show, we not only, we'll relay your thoughts and feedback to our team. But we have a lot of people from Logitech that are watching the show all the time. So any comment or request that you have like that, like, goes directly to them.
Yeah, it's a good call out. Cool. So let's keep going. So it looks like we have. Oh, there we go. Oh, Callie says, I think I'll work on a setup video. I think I'll work on a setup video after I get off work today. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, I know. We've been
No
giving, just
worries.
so for those who are new to the stream or new to the show right now, we've been giving Callie homework for weeks now. And we're still waiting on it.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on it. So no pressure. No
I
pressure.
mean, it just seems like the coolest content that you could think of.
Absolutely. Callie says, can you give the email information again? Yeah. For you, Callie,
Can.
we absolutely can. Yeah. Can. So let me just get rid of this banner. You guys can see that a little bit clearly. Oh, it's a question. Sorry, guys. I'm still navigating Melon. I'm still learning. Cool. So host react. So again, submit any of your photos. Or you can submit up to 5 photos. We'll put that out there as well. Email it to equiplive@logitech.com. So Callie, in your case, just shoot us an email. Just so we have a contact for you, and then we'll give you a form to fill out where you can upload the photos and stuff like that. And that goes for everybody. For now, until we can get that form link where everyone can just click it. But right now, it's just hit us up through the email. We'll shoot you our message back, and we'll send you a form to fill out where you could submit those pictures, and we will showcase that on the show live for everybody. All right, back to my overlays. Boom.
Nice.
Very cool.
See, we've got Byron from Facebook saying this may not be the place for this question. It is. It probably is.
It's likely the place.
I'm a pastor at a church. We are going to change our hardware for live streaming our services. Would Mevo be a functional and efficient product for this purpose? Absolutely. Without a doubt. We have so many House of Worship streamers. It's one of the biggest uses for the Mevo. So
Yep.
I know for a fact that it'll definitely work out really well for you. The great thing about the Mevo is it's incredibly easy to use. It's all self-contained. You can set up the stream going directly from the Mevo, and you're controlling it from a phone or a tablet. It's really, really easy to set up. It's much easier than having a complex setup where you have a camera that's connected to an adapter that's going to a computer. Then you got to deal with the software on the computer. Yeah, it's a lot easier than all of that. And of course, you can bring in your house audio. You can bring in different microphones to have better signal there. So yeah, I think it would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So Byron, if you're not already, join the Mevo customer group on Facebook, and I believe that's just what it's called, right? It's just Mevo customer group.
Yeah.
And it is filled with super, super helpful Mevo users, and a lot of them are running their houses of worship. Ever since we came out with the multicam option, which was earlier last year now. I keep forgetting we're in 2022. Last year, the churches and houses of worship community just really boomed, because now you have that option of having, you have a close-up of the pulpit, you have a close-up of the stage or the band, and then you could also have a wide extended shot from like where the organs are, or just to see the entire overall church, and you can mix that all in. With the audio adjustments, you can take direct feed from the house's mixer and bring that into the Mevo. So this way you don't have to deal with any type of like distanced audio or room tone audio. You can get the feed directly from the house microphones and setup. So absolutely a great way to go for churches. And again, Mevo customer group on Facebook, throw some questions in there specifically about that, and I guarantee you'll find answers.
Yeah, you'll also see just like a ton of examples as well. So yeah, we're excited to have you be part of the Mevo community.
That's awesome. Welcome. Callie says, based out of Kansas. Exactly. Chase all
Nice.
over. Okay. Yep.
Makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Let's see. We've got Mike on Facebook. What is up, Mike? Any accessories to make the Mevo weatherproof? Looking to use them outside for sports, maybe a light rain at times. We've seen. Unfortunately, there's no like official Mevo weatherproofing, but we have seen people use You can find on Amazon. They're like DSLR clear plastic kind of bag things that go over cameras, and that works decently. Um,
Yeah.
and then of course we've seen people just using some form of shade over the Mevo, but unfortunately it really can't be hit by rain. So you should watch out for that for sure.
Yeah, it's a big concern, especially people doing like softball. We got that a lot too.
Yeah.
Some people, again, I'm gonna promote the Mevo customer group again on Facebook since Mike, you're on Facebook. People have made like makeshift like coverings for the Mevo that they have on
Right.
there that they've developed themselves. Like utilizing like the fence clip with like an umbrella, that kind of works. A lot of different options as far as like making it yourself, but nothing for purchase.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff coming in. Yes, he was talking about Restream. I
Of
guess that got
course. Yeah.
hit on the Twitch thing. So, but yeah, to Jeff, good, good call out. Like Will said, you could ignore those encoding errors. Cali live stream and record locally to get ski cards. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense having that local backup. And this is a good one from Jeff. It's a more of a feature recommendation, but Jeff, I really like it. Anyway, the Mevo mic app can also record a local copy of the audio on the phone running the app.
I love
Uh,
that.
I do love that. I think that's really cool. Well, just because I haven't done this in a minute, does the local recording it records the main audio output feed, or does it record the local input feed, which would I guess would be muted in a lot of cases? I don't remember.
Are you talking about for ISO recording?
Yeah, so for the Mevo Multicam app, for those who don't know, is you can set up SD cards in each different camera. So you can have up to 3 cameras going, 3 SD cards, and each one of those cameras can record its own feed. My
Right.
question for Will is on the Multicam app, does it does the audio get recorded from the app output, like whatever the main audio output is, or does it record the audio for that channel? Don't
For
remember.
that channel. So it's the default
Yeah.
default on that Mevo.
Good. So, Jeff, in this case, when you have those SD ISO recordings, you'll get that individual audio along with it. So if you have any type of software editing, like video editing or audio editing, you should be able to extract that audio right out as a separate file. This will be good in case you want to do like an audio version of like a podcast, and you want to pull out specific audio and edit it separately, so there's no, weird noises, gaps, phase issues, things like that.
But I think it is different with the Mevo Mic app, though. If you're going Mevo Mic to multicam, then
Oh, that's a good point.
yeah, because
That's
it's
right.
now it used to be going connected to
Right.
that Mevo, and then you connect to the multicam. Now it's going directly to the multicam app.
Right. Forgive me on that, Jeff. That's an excellent point. Well, thank you. Yeah, because it used to go dependent on which Mevo you were connected to based off the mic app.
Right.
Now you're going app to app. You can just okay. So then, yes, this is a great call out.
It is. It's actually
Yeah.
kind of genius. I'm surprised that nobody ever thought of it before. So
Yeah,
Jeff,
it makes
just
total sense.
genius idea.
Thank you, Jeff. All right. Ooh, Pastor Ben Beckner saying, I saw someone setting up Starlink for Mevo data connection. Where
Now we're talking.
and how did that go? I'm definitely curious to hear that.
Yeah.
Virgil, what's up, Virgil? Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Gordon, awesome. Glad to hear from you.
So cool.
Oh, that's a great one.
I'm happy to report that I just ordered a second Mevo start. Congratulations. Now our church will have 1 plus and 2 starts. That's awesome. Are you using them connected to the multicam app, or are they going to a computer? Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that combination of the 1 plus 2 starts, because you can use that plus for that nice big wide angle if you want. It
Yeah.
has that ultra wide lens on it. And then you can use your starts for like your coverage angles when you want to get those close ups. That's awesome. All right. Oh, this is just a response to Byron. There you go, Byron. Right away. Yes, we use these for church, right? Awesome.
That's really cool.
Oh, here's another one. A lot of people chiming in. We do it in our church. It's amazing. Thank you, Alex.
Very, very cool.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So I am seeing more people popping up on Facebook. So I do just want to bring it up really quick that, you know, we're trying to push everybody over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Logitech C, just because it's a little better quality, and also there's some really good interactions that you don't want to miss out on Twitch. So definitely make the move from Facebook if you want to interact more with the community. Twitch.tv/Logitech C. And also, do want to notice, since we've got the links up right now, you can catch all the live shows, even if you miss them, on youtube.com/Logitech for creators. So don't worry if you're busy in a meeting or you can't make the show for whatever reason. You can always see what happened, what went down on YouTube.
Yep, we won't hold it against you for missing it.
Sort
of. Is a good call from Gordon. Mevo has great options to get your external audio into your stream. Since we're discussing like churches and houses of worship and what you could do, yeah, absolutely. The Mevo can 100% bring audio. So you can use things like USB microphones. You can use these like external line inputs. So for example, if I wanted to take the blue microphone, which by the way, Will, we didn't even talk about our setups today.
That's a good call.
If I want to take this blue microphone and get into the Mevo, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just coming through my audio mixer. So why don't we take a moment here and discuss our setups. So Will, what do you have going on?
Yeah, so I just moved into a new place, hence the empty room behind me. But yeah, I've got my Mevo Start connected to my Windows 11 PC via wired webcam mode. And then I've got a blue baby bottle microphone that is then going out into my computer directly. So both of them are ending up going directly in via USB. And then I've got a couple of lighter glows that are giving me good lights from either side. And yeah, and of course we're using Melon to do this stream, which if you haven't checked it out, it's really, really cool. And we're definitely going to have to do a deep dive into it. And then for audio, hearing Joseph, I'm using my UE custom earphones.
Very, very cool. So for my setup, similar, I am using the Mevo camera. I also have a couple of backup cameras set up if you guys want to talk about those. I have a stream can set up, and I also have a Logitech Brio stream setup that I can go to. For audio, I am using my blue baby bottle microphone. This microphone is then being run through a chain of analog gear. So I have this running through a compressor, a noise gate, an EQ, and a noise suppressor. Just because occasionally I do have a lot of computer fans going on in the room. I do have a lot of like HVAC things happening sometimes in the background. So in order to get rid of all that and have a clear channel to you all, that's what my signal chain is. I too am using my UE customs for my earbuds, and I also do have two Lytra glows. If you haven't seen the Lytra glows yet, if you want, we can give you a demo on that a little bit of what those look like. Those are all on top of my monitor. So there's two there. As a backup audio option, I also have a Blue Yeti X setup, which, let me pull out the frame. That's right here. So that's my backup audio option. I always suggest having some type of backup, whether it be for your camera, whether it be for your audio. And all of that is actually being run through G-Hub. So I have options in G-Hub where I can use Blue Voice for the Yeti microphone, or I can control my lights if I want to, let's say, turn these off in G-Hub, or turn them down, or change some of the settings. There we go. So that can all be done with a click of my keyboard, which is pretty great.
Very, very nice. Yeah, man, I love the Lytra glows, and I think a lot of people in the chat are very used to the Mevo, right? They know a lot about the Mevo, but the Lytra glow is relatively new. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. Obviously, we're always preaching more and more light for the Mevo. It just really helps out that picture quality. So yeah, if you have any questions about Lytra glow, let us know.
Awesome. So this one, B2E
Network TV.
B2E Network TV. Man, I was like, is this entertainment in there somewhere? Hello, everyone. Cynthia Bryan from Lexington, Kentucky. Hello, Cynthia. This is my first time and excited to be here learning all about Mevo products. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Whatever questions you may have that pop up while you're watching, put them in the chat. We'll answer them for you today, Cynthia. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, here's a long one. Let's check it out.
Jose coming in. What's up, Jose? Welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. I was under the impression that if I connected an auxiliary headphone jack to my tablet to send audio from the mixer to the tablet would grab the audio from the external source, but when I tested it, it was grabbing the audio from the tablet's microphone. I did change the settings in the Mevo app to connect to this device. Did I do something wrong, or is this not a feature? I used the headphone jack splitter on my microphone and headphone line in. So, using the Mevo app, you've got line in. Are you using an Android tablet? It sounds like you are. Sometimes Android tablets don't switch over to the default input. Isn't that right?
Well, it's that's a possibility, and also what I want to ask is what connection are you using to the
Ooh, good
tablet?
call.
So, and the reason why I asked that, let me see if I have an example here.
Because tablets have to
Where are
be
we?
TRRS, right?
Yes.
Joseph, the Audio Pro, he's got cables for you at the ready.
I don't. But I sort of do.
Sort of, yeah. I was
This
gonna
right
say.
here, see,
There you
this
go.
is on the headphone
it.
input of my. Yeah, let me put my hand up. There you go. It's hard to see, but you can kind of see it has 3 rings, where normal stereo cables will have 2 rings. Something like this. Find a better.
Get a little closer.
There. A little closer.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
essentially, what that is that's an additional line signal, so you can send a microphone through it. If you're not using that connection, your tablet won't pick up that there's a line input plugged in, because the tablet is looking for 3 things instead of 2. Most line inputs are going to be stereo line inputs, right? So it's looking for a left channel and a right channel. On tablets and cell phones, anything that has that kind of input, they have a left channel, a right channel, and a mic channel. And that's probably what's missing out of the chain. That could be it. So let us know. Let us know what your connections look like, because that could be a quick fix.
Also, I'm curious. It looks like he was saying that he's using a headphone jack splitter, and I'm curious if he goes directly into the tablet without using the splitter. I'm curious if that changes the issue, because
Yeah,
it may be confused.
And it also, if it's a stereo splitter, and that's what you're bringing to the tablet, you're losing that third line input for the mic, which the tablet needs to see to bypass or see to use, depending on what you're doing.
Mhm.
So it could be simply just a connection issue as far as what you're actually using. So let us know. Send us a
Yep.
picture of it. Email us, equiplive@logitech.com. Send us a picture of your setup so we can talk about it and show it on the show next week. I love this.
Nice. Just signed up for Twitch today for this broadcast. We really appreciate that, and it's great to see everybody moving over. Thanks for doing that.
Absolutely. Oh, this is great. What's up? That's Jarrett. How you doing? Yeah, well, but what's up, guys? Have to read the CC today because of the meetings. That's right. See, it happens.
That's pretty
Some
cool.
people have to live their lives and not paying attention to us.
Sadly, I wonder how accurate that is. We should check it out sometime. The closed captioning, because it is automatically generated, right? So if
And
we're
it's
not
automatically
clear,
generated, right? It's automatically generated based on, like, YouTube is generating their own caption, right?
yeah,
Twitch generating their own caption.
same
So
with
I'd
Facebook.
be curious to see. Yeah, so I would love to see the consistency between them. That'd be kind
Yeah.
of interesting as well. Who
That's
has
a
the
good
better
test.
caption?
We gotta,
Caption off.
dude. That's definitely a segment for sure. That's super interesting.
What's up?
It's on
Leslie-
Facebook. I had to remind-
Is it Leslie
Nice.
P? Lesletha?
Leslie P.
Leslie,
Welcome,
can you type out your
welcome.
name phonetically so we can say it right when you're on the show? And thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, setup question here.
All right, Trinity Lutheran Cape. Sorry, I think I might have butchered your name. I apologize. At church, I have a soundboard connected to a Mevo Start. The Mevo Plus and Boost are located on a tripod in another location in the sanctuary. Third Mevo start will also be set in a location to capture one of our media screens. I use the multicam app. Nice. That's a good
Yeah.
setup. Yeah, you must have like really good solid Wi-Fi. I assume you're using Wi-Fi versus Ethernet. So yeah, that's really impressive. A lot of people have difficulty when they have things more spread out, just because the Wi-Fi is not strong enough. So it's a good setup. We'd love to see it. Send us some pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. So equippedlive@logitech.com. Shoot us an email there. Let me pull up. Might as well pull up that now since we're talking about
Yeah,
it.
let's talk about it again.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So get rid of this. So send us a photo of your setup, and you can send several photos as well if need be. For example, in your case, Trinity, it looks like you have a bunch of different locations with Mevos kind of all over the place. That's kind of great. So send us a photo. Send us an email. We'll shoot you back a form to fill out in order to submit the pictures and stuff like that. And we'll also ask you a little bit more about your setup and how you use it. And also send us some results. Like, what are these setups doing for you? And we can take a look at those, and maybe we can offer some assistance as far as how you can improve them. Right? Go back to here. Great. All right, let me just scroll up a little bit today. Here we go. Oh, Callie calling that out. So, for those of you who didn't join us on Thursday, if you want to watch the replay of the first ever episode of Equip Live, it is on youtube.com/Logitech for creators. But on that show, Callie won a Lytra Glow. And just so you know, Callie, and anyone else that won one of the prizes, those will be going out this week. So, let us know when you get them. Okay. Trinity, on the audio subject, what is the cable that is needed to connect a mixer to the Mevo Plus? All right, well, I'm going to put you on the audio spot here for a second.
Okay.
So,
So what is needed? So for Mevo Plus, it's a little bit trickier, obviously, because it doesn't have the 3.5 millimeter TRS port that the Mevo Start does. That being said, you can bring in audio sort of through USB, so that is an option. You can get a adapter that goes into the mini USB port, but probably the better way to go is Mevo Mic, right?
If you're needing to go into the Plus, I would recommend the Mevo Mic app.
Yeah.
Or if you have do you have a Mevo Boost that goes along with that Mevo Plus?
Right.
But then you can go like a USB mixer. However, Trinity, are you using the multicam app, which actually you just said you were, right? If you're using the multicam app, you can run audio to one of the other Mevo starts if they're in an area that you can. You can run a cable to those and use that audio for the entire feed. You don't necessarily have to use the Mevo Plus. Now, I understand if the Mevo Plus is in like the spot next to the mixer and that's just the closest mic to it, you would need a USB mixer would be the best way to go, or the Mevo Mic app would be the second best way to go.
Yeah, that's a really good call with the multicam app.
Right,
Like,
because if you have an option where you can run a line to another start, like that start doesn't need to be the mixer necessarily, and you can run it through there. I mean, you can use a lav send as well to one of the starts as well if you don't want to use the Mevo Mic app. So what I mean by that is you could take the output of a board and hook it into like a wireless lavalier pack, and then have the other end connected to a start that, let's say maybe that's on stage, but the board's in the back of the room. You can connect that to a start and then use that live feed wirelessly from the board to the start, so you have that line input. That would be another way to go. So there's a couple of options. There's a couple of different options you could use. All right. Let's check out this one.
Yeah, well, but do you guys have a recommended lighting refresh rate? That's a good question. Some CCFL bulbs with HDR get the scrolling wave of lights. Yeah, that banding. I know LED is recommended 100%, but for those that are stuck with CCFL for now, what do you recommend? Probably first and foremost is to just turn off HDR. Unfortunately, that is kind of a limitation with HDR that you'll see banding with certain LED lighting situations. So So yeah, but if
Or
you turn off HDR, it should be going away.
and there is an anti-flicker setting in the Mevo camera, and you'll find this on the stream cam stuff as well inside of G Hub too,
Mhm.
where you can change the hertz 60 to 50 hertz or 60 hertz. If you're using fluorescent lights, right, what you're using there, I think it's generally 60 hertz. Um, but they give you both options inside the app for 50 and 60.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work and you're still getting the banding, which is really what he's referencing is the slow kind of like lines. Like you used to see them on old tube TVs. You would just see
Right.
them kind of running up the screen. If the 50 or 60 hertz doesn't fix that, then they're just humming at a different frequency. Really, that's all that means. Um, yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. You just gotta have to do your best. What I would say there, maybe try lowering your exposure a little bit, and actually making the room brighter. So like putting more light and then lower the exposure a little bit. That might help with the sensor, like recognizing and what's what and stuff. I don't really have any other suggestions for that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we can ask hardware. Maybe that's something we can maybe ask our team. So if anyone on the team is watching, want to give us some pointers on that, how to
Yeah,
get around
I
that.
think I asked at one point a while ago, and the
Did you?
answer was just unfortunately just turn off HDR.
Okay, there you go.
Good question. What else we got?
Well, just some inner Twitch community love coming in. Congrats on winning the prize. Awesome.
Speaking of community, I'm actually really curious what you guys think about this. We're thinking about looking at Discord to kind of bring everybody together in one group. I'm curious what you guys think of Discord. Do you use it? Would you be interested in that? Just kind of a community for the live show? Let us know. For sure.
Absolutely. And I think that'd be a good opportunity too, especially for quick answers to things. Like you can just ask inside the Discord channel in the community and put it out there. Or if there's something that you want to see us cover on the show itself, where we could put things in there where we can get more insight as to what you're looking for us to kind of go through and go over. But for now, if you have straight up questions, please put them in the chat. Let's get the chat going some more. Oh, this is right away, Trinity. Right off the bat,
Discord.
Discord. Yes, please. Awesome. That's encouraging. Great. Let's see here. Callie, I think Discord would be cool for community aspect and maybe for more in-depth questions for you guys. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about, right? Maybe to open up where you have another avenue to get to us. And if you have something that we need to communicate to our teams and Logitech, the quicker we get them your responses and your thoughts, the quicker they can make changes and put more awesome stuff out.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, thanks for chiming in, Brian. Yes to Discord. Awesome. Haven't used it much. Okay. B2E network. Haven't used it. However, the community idea is great. I'm for it. Thanks. Awesome.
Nice.
Virgil, Discord. I'm here for it. Wow. All right. So I think that's pretty much a pretty overwhelming response that we got on that question.
Right? That decides it.
Awesome. Oh, this is something too. Jank, so I'm guessing this is referring to the question about the Mevo Plus order earlier, is you can send audio through the micro USB. Yeah. So like we were saying, you can hook up an audio USB mixer, or you can use something like the Blue Yeti and go direct audio in with the microphone and do that as well.
And Janked
Good
is an
call out.
expert in that, actually. I think Janked called that out like around Mevo first gen time.
Probably even before start. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Janked
right, cool.
is the one and only Joe Mevo. Calling him out.
Calling him out. We're just blowing up his spot. So go follow Joe Mevo or Janked for all of his fun stuff that he does. So, all right, cool. So we got about 15 minutes left in the show today. Please pile in some more questions. Thank you for those who participated. That we should talk about that as well too, Will. So for those who are watching the show pretty regularly, we're going to start rewarding participation.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were playing around with what Streamlabs and Melon both have to offer, and they have this really cool thing where you can connect your Melon account to your Streamlabs account, and then you can bring in something called Cloudbot. And Cloudbot is It's a chat bot that sits in the chat of your Twitch and YouTube streams, and you can customize it to do lots of different things. You can have it filter out different messages, whether it's a message that's too long, a message that has a link, some inappropriate conversation or anything like that. But it is really cool, and we're playing with a new feature where it's loyalty. So if you're chatting, then you get a point. If you're just in the broadcast for over 15 minutes, you get a point. I think we could pull it up at some point to like break down the exact points. But basically, the more you watch and the more you engage, the more points you get. And then once you get to a certain amount of points, we're hoping we can do some giveaways and stuff like that. So it'll be really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything we can do to work ways into doing more giveaways, I think is what the people.
Yeah, always.
All right. So one thing I want to talk about too, while we're reaching the close of today's Q&A. We mentioned this a few times, but I want to throw it back up again. We want to start a new segment where we actually react to your setup. So this could be pitching us something that you have set up right now. Maybe it's bare bones, maybe it's bare minimum. Maybe you're just starting out and you need some advice on how to get your streams to look and sound a little bit better. That's what we want to see. We want to be able to help everybody. Or maybe you're like Cowley and you're chasing storms and you have the most ridiculous setup I can imagine. We want to see that too. So submit a photo of your setup / your creation station to be featured on the show. You can email equippedlive@logitech.com. Put in the subject line host react so we know exactly what we're looking at. And fill out the form on the response provided. And we'll see if we can get you featured on the show. And then, of course, we've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times. Our shows are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, youtube.com/Logitech for creators, twitch.tv/Logitech C, and facebook.com/Mevo camera. And then lastly, if you want to do your best and not say do your best. If you want to help us do our best, become a user tester. So you can check unreleased products. You can check out new packaging, software, firmware, all types of new things that Logitech has going on. This is your opportunity to get an inside look at it. So you can fill out the form here if you want to just copy that down, or you can click the description under our YouTube page and you will see it there. And pretty soon, we're actually going to have a page that's going to have all these links set up so you guys can click them at any time. Working on that as well.
Yeah, shout out to Willow.
Yep, shout out to Willow. And I just want to give a shout out to the entire Streamlabs and Melon team. That we've been working very closely with them and they have been crushing it. They come up with new updates all the time. We're always seeing new things and new innovations. And even little complaints that we have, they've managed to fix them pretty much immediately, which is awesome. So shout out to the Melon team. If you guys haven't tried out Melon, that's what we are using to stream here today. That's what's creating all these graphics, the separation in screens. That's what is allowing us to bring in guests and also monitor your chat. So it's really a one-stop shop for a stream.
Yeah.
All right.
You can find that at melonapp.com.
Thank you. I could say all the things about Melon except for where to get it. So
it's a lot to cover.
All right, let's dive back in.
Cooper P, what is up? Just received my Mevo start. Congratulations. Going to get awesome. 2 more and put them in the multicam app. It's the way to go. I love the camera. Excellent cameras. Love the show. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for using the Mevos. They are really, really fun.
And thank you for being part of the community here, Cooper. I think that's the first time I've seen your name, so thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it. Hope you come back. Hope you tell your friends. Let's keep going. Look at this, Al Jones on YouTube. Great job, good work, guys. Thanks, Al. Hey, if you have any questions, Al, post them in the chat. We'll be happy to address them. Smirno's here. Got in late. Busy day for me. Hope you guys had a great stream. Thanks, Smirno. See, look at that. Didn't even get to watch the whole stream, but just wanted to come in and send us some well wishes. I love it. All right.
I love the community, man. It's getting better and better.
Here's a Twitch question, Will. Maybe you can answer this one. You're a little more versed in Twitch than I am.
Let's see. Trinity says, I'm a Twitch novice, so this is a Twitch question rather than a Logitech question. I tried streaming one of our church services to Twitch, but only kept 30 seconds as an archive. Is there any way that people can go back and see the past services in full? Where did I go wrong? Let's see. So Twitch does have an automatic archiving system. It should do your entire broadcast, so make sure you have that turned on. You have to go into the Twitch settings, and I believe it's in under content, so double check that you have that. You can also, to find that specific spot and where that setting is, you could probably Google Twitch archives, and you'll see exactly the click pattern to get there. But yeah, you can turn on the archive.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's
it's not on
actually
by default.
yeah, it's not on by default, so it could just be off. But the fact that it says only kept 30 seconds is kind of weird, because that to me is telling me that the stream ended.
Yeah, it makes me. It's either the stream ended or maybe there was like music that popped in or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if you play any music or not during your streams, but Twitch is very similar to Facebook, not as strict, but if it's copyright material, then it can limit the content.
Yeah. But yeah, follow up with us on that, Trinity. Let us know what happens with Twitch.
Yeah.
And Trinity, oh, look at that. Sana Cooper, congratulations. You'll love the cameras. That's awesome. And you'll love the community too, Cooper. You'll notice that everyone is very eager to help, because chances are whatever struggles or things you run into, someone else has already run into it, right? So definitely keep in touch with everybody. All right, TJ Kill Mix. On a multicam Mevo, when you have memory on each, if you press record, can all record on the memory itself.
Yeah, I said recording.
Right, but here's how I read that. I read that is, are you able to record the individual ISO recordings on the tablet, let's say, or on the device separately?
Oh,
Maybe I read it
unfortunately
wrong,
not.
but that's yeah. And maybe elaborate on that a little bit, DJ. So what we're saying here on the multicam app, you can do ISO recordings. So what that means is if you have a memory card inserted into each of the Mevo cameras that you're doing ISO recordings on, you can record directly to those cameras. The main feed, like the feed that you're editing live, where you see all the camera switching and stuff, that will land on your device. Those are the only two spots those two feeds can go. So there's no way to kind of like record all three single cam shots into the tablet itself.
Yeah.
Hopefully that made sense. All right. Great show. I learned a lot, and I will be back. Enjoy your week. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
That's what we like to hear.
Awesome. Al Jones got you filling out the form to be a tester. Good. Awesome. Can't wait. Trinity, thanks, guys. You are the best. Thank you so much. Oh. I'm just gonna start posting nice things now. I'm just gonna skip all the questions and just start posting all the nice things people were saying.
Yeah, just a feel good Tuesday.
Yeah, just a feel good Tuesday. All right, Cal. You know what? Callie has a feature thought, and who am I to not show Callie's feature thought? Let's see.
Just a feature thought for SD card recording, an indicator light on the Mevo or something of that nature would be helpful. I know the multicam app, it tells you, but it's not on the camera itself.
Interesting.
So if you're doing ISO recording, but you're only selecting a single Mevo to do recording, then it should show that it's recording and the others are not. I think the challenge with that is, right, the multicam will switch the tally light on the active Mevo. So
exactly.
It like, yeah, I don't
that's
know.
the problem, right? Because so what we're talking about there is on the multicam app, whatever camera is going program out, let's say, you'll see a red tally light on that camera, and it'll actually turn the tally lights off on the other cameras. So this way you know which one's actually recording. So if you have to look at a certain camera, you know which one you're looking at. Now, to have the other cameras indicate they're recording somehow, honestly, we would need another light.
Yeah, or even like in the multicam app, maybe in the bottom right corner, really small on the camera that is recording, maybe like a little right red dot or something like that.
Right, like an ISO with a red dot or something like that.
Yeah,
It's a good suggestion.
it is.
This way you know, and this way if you also know if anything stops recording or if you have any issues with it, it'll turn off. It's just another warning light. Um, yeah, I think that's a great suggestion, Callie.
So many good call outs on this show.
Yeah. Oh, look
You
who's here.
got,
Let's see
you
here.
got,
Big
what is
Jim.
up, Jim?
Jim, how you doing? Thanks for joining. You don't have to apologize for being late.
We
I love it.
appreciate
Like, I'm
you coming
sorry I
at
couldn't
all.
make it, guys. I have a life and work and things and responsibilities.
In Hawaii, of all places.
I know, pretty awesome. Jim says, gave you all a shout out on an event that took place listening to a live band, not streaming, and had no idea it could be this easy. And
Nice.
educated them on my Mevo softball setup. They were super impressed. He tagged Joe Mevo, awesome, and supplied a nice Hawaiian photo of the hotel room. That's great. Way to spread the love. Isn't it cool? So for those of you who are new to like, we've been talking pretty Mevo heavy today, but Mevo is probably one of the most unique products in the Logitech for Creators lineup, right? I mean, I would say it's by far the most unique product. But when you use it, and if you're a Mevo user and you teach someone how to use it or you show them what it can do, that wow moment is like what we live for, right? It's just the
Yeah.
coolest thing because now those people are gonna start using it for their things, and then their content can get out there and they'll have more views on it. And just for that suggestion, Jim, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that ask the person streaming about what they're using because the Mevo is just such a unique looking device. So like I wonder how much like the Mevo does in terms of just like people telling other people for to get the Mevo. You know, like how much does it spread by word of mouth?
Yeah, yeah. It'd be nice to know like how our like at least we could say, hey, our reach just reached to Hawaii right now. So that's
Right?
pretty awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for joining
Interesting
us.
one here. It's you, Mike. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Just submitting a purchase request to our school's booster club for 3 Mevo starts. Sweet, awesome. Is there a conversation I could go back and look at that you guys discuss some accessories you wish you had gotten sooner? Wow, that's a good question.
Cool. That's really good.
I love that question. Okay. For me,
Yeah.
stands and swivel mounts. So the Mevo
Yeah.
stand comes with a swivel mount, and that little swivel mount is so important when you're trying to find the right angle for whatever you're using the Mevo for. The Mevo table stand has, was it like 6 points of articulation, I think, or something like that. So if you're trying to set up like an overhead shot, for example, like a school, if you have like a desktop setup, you need to get a nice overhead shot. The stand for that is crucial. So I would definitely recommend look at stands. And then my next thing would be lights. But what do you think,
Yeah.
Will? What were you gonna go with?
Um, I guess it depends. I would say the number one accessory that I would go for is a good tablet. Um,
Oh, good idea.
so if
I
you're
didn't
doing
even think of that as an
multicam,
accessory.
I know it's
Yeah.
because it's so crucial, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would go with a good tablet. If you're doing multicam, it's nice to have a tablet because you have more area for the controls and you can see the output a little bit bigger than on a phone. Um, and also, you know, the benefit of getting an Android tablet is that you're able to switch out of the multicam app while still using the multicam app. If you're going iOS, then unfortunately, if you close the multicam app, then it'll stop all streams or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say probably first and foremost, get a really good device to control. And then beyond that, I think you're right. Stands, lighting, um, cabling,
PoE.
PoE, that's a great one.
Yeah. So PoE, if you're not sure, Mike, what that is a power over Ethernet adapter, which I usually have one lying around to show you. I usually have like I have so many things, but anyway, it allows you to connect your Mevo directly to your network via an Ethernet cable. So that's always comes in clutch, especially if you're. But yeah, and let's see, we got some suggestions too. People are saying stands. I see.
Nice. Good
Um,
call. Let's see, we've got. 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 Let's see, we
Got a bunch of support
Audio,
users here. Okay.
audio actually. I don't know if you'd call audio an accessory also, but
Yeah, I mean it's a good point too. I mean, see now this is where we can kind of dive into the rabbit hole, right? So
right.
when he says, "I wish I had gotten sooner," I feel like yeah, I mean maybe a good lob set. I mean you can use the Mevo mic app. Yeah, I think just crucial things though. Stands, lights are the first things you need. I mean that's just your visual, right? Like your audio, it does have a built-in microphone. You can rely on that if you need to.
Ooh, Wi-Fi. Good Wi-Fi hub,
Yep. Yeah,
especially
that's
in a
probably more
school.
important. Hmm.
Yeah, so if you're using the multicam app with 3Mevo starts, the way that they're communicating is using the internal network bandwidth versus if you're using a single Mevo where you're just using the internet bandwidth. So you want to have a good network that has good range and good coverage so that they can communicate with the multicam app.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're 2 minutes past the hour. So we're gonna wrap this show up right now. But I want to thank everyone that participated. I want to thank everyone that joined and engaged in conversation. I mean, that's what we're looking for here, right? We're looking to open up the conversation about all the Logitech for Creators products, and maybe teach a thing or two. So if you did not get your questions answered today, you can absolutely email them to us. Sometimes if the questions are a little too wordy or maybe they're a little bit more troubleshooty, we won't answer them directly on the show. But if you do have something about your setup or about any of the Logitech for Creators products that you want to get that we didn't get to on the show, feel free to send us an email, equippedlive@logitech.com. And, we'll either answer them on the show next week or we'll just respond in the email and go from there. And then, of course, we want to really promote this host react segment. We want to see what all these setups we're all talking about look like, right? And specifically, Callie, I'm calling you out again. I want to see it. You have a lot of homework to do. Email us equippedlive@logitech.com. Put in the subject line host react so we know what we're looking for there and we can pull it out a little bit quicker, make our lives a little bit easier. All right. So, with that being said, Will, got anything else for us?
That's it. Definitely join us on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and head over to Twitch. You'll get a better stream.
Sounds good. All right, everyone. Have a great couple of days. We'll see you on Thursday at 2. Talk to you later.
Yeah.